Hello YouTube, this is Asasu5. I thought I'd start a gun conversation with you about handguns. Um, Basically, I'm looking at three handguns that I potentially want for concealed carry. The Beretta 3032, which is a pocket pistol, which I really don't need at the moment because I have my FN 25 or FN 1906 25. Although I'd like the Beretta 3032. But I want a larger caliber compact handgun. And it seems like when you're looking at handguns, it's like a fork in the road, and you can either go this way, which is 9mm, or this way, and it's 45 ACP. And um, people say that 45 ACP is inferior because you can't hold as much rounds. And people say 9mm doesn't have the stopping power that a 45 ACP. And then you have people who say that the 9mm in modern loads are just as effective as the 45 ACP. But then you got to stop and think and say, well, if the 9mm in modern loads is as good as a 45 ACP, does that mean a 45 ACP with modern loads is even better? So it's kind of confusing. Keep in mind that my expertise when it comes to firearms is mostly old firearms history, and not so much ballistics. And I've been out of the gun game for several years. I pretty much abandoned guns for a good while, and focused mainly on knives. Um, but like I said, um, there was this 9mm 45 conflict, and I think I've came up with a good solution to this. What about the 10mm? I have the Glock 20. Is I love the 10mm. You can get it in many different loadings. You can get it as weak as a 41 Smith and, I mean a 40 caliber Smith and Wesson, or you can get it loaded as hot as a 41 Magnum. You can hunt with it. I've seen people kill, hogs, giant big game like elk and stuff with 10mm. So they make the 10mm and the 29 Glock 29, which is a compact 10mm, potentially good for concealed carry, good to throw in the backpack if you're going out in the woods. It seems like it'd be a good gun, and no manual safety. You just grab it, point, and shoot. So this seems like it might be a good idea for me. Although I'm used to shooting the Glock 20, which has a full grip. So will I be able to handle the 10mm in a basically 2 or 3 finger grip? That is the question. But there's another gun that's on the way opposite end of the spectrum that I'm interested in, and that is the Springfield Armory Range Officer Compact, which is a compact 1911. It has a 4-inch barrel. I know if you get a barrel that's a little bit shorter than 4 inches, they tend to not be as reliable, but this seems to be reliable. Um, it holds, I think, 6+1, or I think it's 6+1. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a concealed carry 1911, and it's in 45 ACP. Again, 45 ACP. People have strong feelings on that, um, but the thing is, I really like antique guns. I like old school guns. I'm old school. LCPs don't excite me. Um, I would consider getting a LC9 from Ruger because I recognize it being a good concealable gun, but it doesn't excite me. Really, the Glock 20, although I love the gun, I love the caliber. To me, it's not as exciting as a old school gun like this FN 1906 or 1905, depending on where in the world you're referring to it. This is a 25. It's around 111 years old and made somewhere between 1906 and 1909. And this gun excites me. It's history. It's old school Browning design. Was John Browning perfect? No, but he was a gun designing machine, a gun designing beast. Uh, I think he's contributed more to firearms than any other person in the world. I don't think you can find another person that contributed as much into firearms as he did. Um, does that mean that all of his designs are perfect or all of his designs are um, unsurpassed? No, not really. I'm willing to say that the 1911, although is very functionable and useful, doesn't mean that well, uh, let's just stop at the 1911 because it can't get better than this. There's obviously better designs in the 1911, depending on your point of view and how you want to use it and such. But something about the 1911, um, it's very beautiful to me. Especially the Springfield variety and the wood handles with the gun bluing and even with the nickel finish or the stainless finish. To me, the wood and metal looks really, really good. So I get excited about those guns. I might have to show you my 22 collection. I'll have three 22s, but I got two antique 22s. Or I call them antiques. They might just be vintage. But to me, the older guns are more exciting to me. They're what I'm interested in. I love antique guns and antique gun designs. Um, I guess that's why I prefer the AK-47 to the AR-15. I've shot an AR-15. I'm super accurate with the AR-15, but the AK-47 speaks to me more. Um, so I guess the point is I'm at this fork in the road. Glock 29 10 millimeter. I can get conversion barrels for the Glock 20 and the 29 to shoot 40 Smith and Wesson, which I got a bag full of 40 Smith and Wesson Black Talons that I can't really do anything with until I get a 40 barrel or 40 gun. Um, I can get a 9x25 barrel for the Glock 29 and Glock 20. I think 357 SIG. So if I get the Glock 29 and I buy the conversion barrels, I can shoot a lot more variety of different ammunition. But with the 1911, you just got this cool factor, this beauty factor, pride of ownership. To me, Glocks are ugly. To me, XDs from Springfield are ugly. The uh, all the polymer guns, to me, in my opinion, are ugly. They don't have the beauty that metal guns have, like the Berettas or the um, my FN, um, Lugers. Um, to me, these older guns are more beautiful. So I'm at a form versus function crossroad, and I think that the Springfield Armory Range Officer Compact will be useful. It'll be adequate, and it'll be fun to shoot. But I think if I was potentially going out in the woods, um, or traveling in a place that has scary animals like bears and moose and stuff, I think the Glock 29 would be a better gun. And do I really need a 10 millimeter for personal defense against people? Again, I can get a 40 caliber barrel for it, a 40 Smith and Wesson barrel for it. I can get anemic loads for the 10 millimeter. But yeah, this is kind of where I'm at. I kind of want to hear your opinion over the thought process that I explained to you. The 1911, and if you've shot the Range Officer Compact, let me know. And if you shot the Model 29 Glock, let me know. I'm really interested to see what you have to say. Um, Still interested in getting a Beretta 3032, but yeah, the polymer gun versus I guess the metal gun is the decision that's really keeping me up at night. So Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching. I hope you leave a comment and give me your 2 cents. Um, and I also want to mention I have nothing against 9mm. I don't think it's a inefficient round. I mean, I bought a 25, and I think a 25 will get the job done. In its as long as you don't ask too much of it. Um, so yeah, Range Officer Compact 1911 or Glock 29 Compact 10mm. What do you think would be the better choice? I'm a Satsu 5, and I'm out.